Hello, Buttercup. Welcome back to my channel. Today's book review is 1999 by Morgan Llywelyn. This is part of the March 2024 Irish Readathon for just me. No one else is reading Morgan Llywelyn, unfortunately. That's why I am here today. This is the fifth book in the Irish Century Novels book series. It starts with the Easter Rising in 1916 and then it ends in 1999. However, we do start in the mid 1970s because we're going to begin at the Troubles in this particular book and then move on to ending in 1999 when the Troubles ends and there's a ceasefire and a semi-stable peace between Protestants and Catholics and many other different sects within the overarching Protestant versus Catholics in Northern Ireland. But we follow Barry Halloran, and he is the son of Ursula, and I really enjoyed all of the books with Ursula in it. She's in this as well, but she's pretty old, and you kind of see her decline. But that is the nature of long stories, of long book series. She was about 5-ish in like the second book. We're gonna go with second. The second book onwards, Ursula is around, but she's in the background because Barry is the main character of the fourth and fifth book. And in this novel, he is a photographer, and he is going around in Ireland and in Northern Ireland and sometimes a little bit in England taking pictures of everything that's happening. And then around Barry, that's where the history lies. So Ursula, Barry, and then their other relatives aren't set in any historical figure. They are made up, probably inspired by real life people. What Barry and his family are made up, but everything else is accurate to a T. So accurate, in fact, she has a bibliography in the back, and there are also footnotes, and there are also little what are they called? I have a English degree, and I used to do these all the time, but I haven't written a paper since like 2016, so I probably forgot. No, I forgot a lot of stuff. I info dumped that because I didn't need to write essays. It's whenever Morgan says something that is like to a T factual, she'll have a cited source number next to it, and there are quite a few. So I do really trust Morgan's fact-finding research. I've never been let down by Morgan or any of her books, and that's why I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Now, why did I give it 4 instead of 5? It's the same reason as I gave the fourth book 4 out of 5 stars. It's Barry and his wife Barbara. Sorry. They are just at each other's throats all the time. And there are so many points, more so in 1999, where I'm like, y'all should not have gotten married. But during this time, divorce was not legal in Ireland, so oopsie. They're kind of stuck there. Though there is a point in like somewhat-ish in the nearing the end where Barbara does some messed up things and they kind of separate, but still not divorced. So they do have to figure that out, and I don't know, that part was a little sloppy, not gonna lie. Not on the point of Morgan. I think the writing is done well enough that I'm annoyed. However, does it need to be there, like that whole subplot of them not working out, unless Morgan is trying to show what a lot of marriages were like because there's no divorce. I guess that could be it. Or it could also just be like Barry married the wrong woman, but he still loves her and she loves him, and so we're going for a different vibe of this is a marriage that's not happy all the time, but it's happy like, I don't know, 60% of the time, 55. I don't know. Different time, because they get married in like the 70s, and then we go onwards to 1999, and they are still together at 1999, but it's still a little rocky, and I'm like, I don't know, like, I don't know about that. It's interesting to see, but it was slightly distracting from the history of everything. And every single time, or almost every single time, Barry goes out and photographs history, all about the Troubles, and also the ongoing progress economically with Ireland. He photographs that stuff as well, and like she just bothers him about it. Like, oh my god. Like, he can't really do much else. He is disabled. He hurt his leg severely when he was part of the IRA. So he can't do all that much. And he's great at photography. He knows his stuff. It's like, he's paying the bills, ma'am. Like, I know it's absolutely dangerous. Like, but this is a dangerous time. So it's tough. But it got a little irritating. But I really enjoyed this novel. Very, very historical. Even, maybe like a little more historical than the fiction, other than Barry. And that's refreshing, new, makes me think. So it took about 2 weeks to finish this novel. It's like 400 pages. Usually it would not take me that long. However, like I said, it's more historical than fiction, so I really had to pay attention. And I did want to pay attention because in every chapter, like almost every page, there is some sort of historical moment within the Troubles, within Northern Ireland and also Ireland. And then there are huge overarching like world update. I was more so like really trying to soak in the Irish and Northern Irish history, not so much the American stuff, even though American, I'm so sorry. I think it's interesting. It's a timeline, 100% a timeline from the moment basically the Troubles began, which you can see at the end of the 4th book, and then we move on to 1999, and then we move all the way through the Troubles, and then finally the last couple of pages, they sign that semi-stable peace treaty. And I can't say that it's semi-stable anymore. There's a lot of work that was done after, and it's a continual process, and we have, as far as I know, and I do keep up with Irish news as much as I can, so I could be missing things, but as I know, the peace has held, and we wish for it to hold, because when you read through 1999, you see the death and destruction against Protestants and Catholics, and possibly people that aren't Christian, but because they're in the wrong place at the wrong time, they are wounded or killed. And you see just over the years, as Morgan tells it in a timeline with citations and just all the history thrown at you, you're just like, I can't deal with all of this violence and death. It's just a lot. And that's why it's called The Troubles. So though this is a 5th book in this series, I really recommend you start with 1916 and go all the way through. This copy was used. It was for like $10, and I can see why it was used. One, because it's out of print, which is really annoying. Two, there are 2 pages where the ink smeared. You can still read it, but it's just like, why? But it's like near the end of the novel, and it's 2 pages. But I'm just like, why me? And I'm hoping, because the other few books have been recovered and reprinted, I'm hoping that 1999 gets the same recover and reprint. Not like this cover is bad, but it seems like they're just redoing the cover, which is totally fine. The older covers are very 80s and 90s, so I understand the thought of recovering for like to attract a more wider audience or a younger audience. So it is available used, or it's available for Kindle, so there's that at least. But I wanted to get a physical copy, one, because I don't do ebooks, so that would kind of be pointless, but also I'm trying to gather all of Morgan's novels, and I think I'm doing a fantastic job. I only have a couple left. This was a bit hard to find. It took a few months. However, it was finally up on the market on Amazon as a third-party seller. I snatched it. So just be aware, if you want a paperback or hardback, this is a hardback, it might be a little difficult. But there is the ebook option, so we love to see it either way. And I do recommend this novel, of course, even though Barry and Barbara are really annoying. But everything else made up for it, including Ursula, and of course the history and like the timeline, very nicely put together. Some people in the reviews said it was too fast-paced, but I think when you're looking at history right now, even like in a history class, let's say there's a history class on the Troubles, and it's decades long, but it's a 3-month class, like, that's fast. So I think because we're looking at it in the past and we're present and we're living history, but it's actually just like the present, it throws people off. Okay, I don't think it's fast paced, but I could see the argument why, but then again, there's a lot of detail, so it's up to the reader. Of course, it's subjective. I didn't think it was fast paced. I think that it was just the right pace, and also Morgan's writing is very well done as well. Even during very difficult times, it was beautifully written, but also serious, and with an air of importance, like you need to remember these things. This is actually, even though it's 4 stars, I would hypothetically reread the whole series. I also would love to take a class on Irish history from 1916 to 1999. No one's offering it though. But if you want to learn about 1916, the Easter Rising, all the way up to the peace agreement for the Troubles, then I do recommend this historical fiction book series by Morgan Llywelyn. Thank you so much for watching, and have a fantastic day. Bye!